Yeah, like this is the first, oh, it's the second race in the losers bracket for both of these runners.
Ready to work.
Akisto got knocked out by Green Death Flavor, while Mostly got knocked out by Steven. So both of them faced really, really tough opponents.
Yeah, you don't get much tougher than GDF and Steven, for sure. But yes, I'm really looking forward to this race. Now I'm actually going to set myself up for both individual streams, so I'll be back in about a minute.
Yeah. And as like before starting the race, Akisto tells us that he hasn't had time to warm up properly. So if we see any mistakes in the early game, it might be because of that. Hopefully nothing will happen though, and he will just breeze through it. And yeah, PB wise, I will check and see where we have these runners. Mostly has a 35-14 as his PB. Meanwhile, Akisto has a bit higher 45, a 45-49. So yeah, also really close in the PB department. And yeah, no problems at all through via free for either runner. Both getting a easy 259. No attempt of a shell jump from Akisto, and mostly misses the shell jump. At least he gave it an attempt though. And like missing the shell jump loses just a little bit of time compared to just destroying the shell. Because the shell actually causes a little bit of a lag, even though it's rather insignificant. A 281 door from Akisto, just as you expect from him. And same from Mosley. Akisto is going for the fire flower strats. I do not expect Akisto to do a D-boost as we saw TNT do in the last race. But it might still happen. Oh, Mostly is losing his fire flowers against Iggy. So that's a small time loss already. It seemed like Mostly really wanted to do fire flower strats, so I hope that doesn't throw him off. Otherwise, like a mistake like that can affect your gameplay going on, since you're not used to being without that fire.
I mean, there is an option to pick up Fire Flower in DS1, but that is fairly costly, maybe 3 or 4 seconds, which overall isn't too bad, but you certainly wouldn't do it in a PB attempt.
And I don't expect a runner of Mostly's quality to go for that flower. It's
yeah,
just
I
go
would.
For that.
I would guarantee he doesn't go for it. I'd be very certain, but it is an option.
Really clean DP1 from Akisto.
Nice duck jump strat there from Mostly. Very nice DP1 from both players.
Yeah, now in the Thunder Secret 1, we're gonna see if they're gonna try and keep these power-ups or if they go for the D-boost. As we said, in the last race, they might deboost to make DP3 a little bit easier.
I have a feeling that Akisto did deboost against me in our race. No? Not today.
Mostly, on the other hand, is deboosting. So he's
Yeah.
gonna go small through DP3.
Big Mario is basically useless, so at that point you're definitely looking to do a deboost.
Mostly gaining and winning a second compared against Akisto in Donut Secret 1 though.
And it's interesting, he might have got a 2-4-2 there as well had he not dropped the P-switch by accident.
Yeah. So really close to a optimal Donut Secret 1 from Mostly. And as always, doors are difficult.
And Do Not Ghost House may be something that could cause less experienced runners to have a couple of issues with, but you would expect players with abilities like these to have no issues with it. It's basically free.
And now it's time for DP3. Let's see how it goes.
DP3 is always very exciting. It has often been a decider in races. Blue Sense knows that too, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Akisto missed the scroll, and
Yep.
it's losing time compared to Mostly. It takes the lead.
So, something like that just allows Mostly to fly past Akisto, even though he had mistakes in his early game.
Yeah.
So it's probably better that Akisto just knew to just do that normally.
But yeah, as you can see, there's quite a big difference to keeping P speed and not through levels. Akisto had to do it casually since he missed the strat, and yeah, Mostly just gained at least 10 seconds.
So again, one of the smaller strats that have shown just who the really experienced runners are that shell strat. Bringing the shell along to kill the guy with the hammers. The guy with the hammers, that's
The hammer bro.
The hammer bro.
Mostly did lose a bit of time by not bouncing correctly on the hammer bro. And Akisto going for a star strat to make the ending really safe. Mostly got through it though with Yoshi. Oh Ben, is your Discord going off or? Yeah, I think I lost Ben. But yeah, this is really close still. The only mistake that Akisto has done is missing that DP3 strat. And Mostly is having some difficulties getting up Mortal's Castle, which gives Akisto the possibility to gain the lead once again. Ooh, and he loses the Fire Flower as well. That one is a bit painful. So yeah, Akisto is once again in the lead, and by quite a few seconds. Ooh, loses the mushroom. If you don't know how to gain mushroom and fire flower in Vanilla Dome 1, that one might be costly. But yeah, going from the splits and not considering which power-ups they have, Akisto is about 17 seconds ahead of Mostly at the moment. Akisto is going for the early flower as a backup, instead of the more usual one to get, which is the one at the end. Here, at that part. And it's gonna be interesting to see which power-ups Mostly go for. He can get a fire flower, but he needs to get a mushroom before that. Ooh, loses Yoshi.
Oh no, that's pretty bad.
And
We've seen it happen to a couple of runners, and that can happen just so easily.
let's see if he knows the small only strats. Looks like he does, but he kills the Buzzy Beetle. So it's
Oh
not
no, dude. This is a complete nightmare. Oh, going for the backup shell.
going for a shell jump, I guess. Oh, decided to kill himself. I do not think that there was any way possible for him to reach the secret exit after those mistakes.
Yeah, basically. It went downhill pretty fast, but this level can go downhill pretty fast in that exact way, basically.
It seems like he knows the small only strat for it though, so he should be able to reach the secret exit this time. Meanwhile, Akisto is just breezing through VS2. Oh, that was a close attempt from Mostly. But this is costing him a lot of time. Like, a lot of time. Akisto is gaining a big lead.
Yeah, it has to be said that's a pretty good recovery considering what happened. But it's very, very tilt-worthy whenever that happens. It's so unfortunate, it really is. And again, Vanilla Doom 1, it feels like things can go pretty badly, pretty quickly, in just unforeseen ways. So
Mostly knows the backup strats though and go for a shell jump to go up, like to skip a few vines. Going up.
yeah, that was sorry, that was a very good backup.
And Akisto took a dip in the water in VS3, so losing a little bit of time. Like, even though Mostly is behind, Akisto can't lose too much time, because Mostly has the ability to catch up. But yeah, Akisto has a big advantage right now, both time-wise and power-up-wise.
Yeah, not even just that one fire flower, but two. Very nice to have that backup, especially at this stage of the run.
Ooh, that was a nice attempt
Ooh.
of a backup fire.
That was so close to being pretty much the best I've seen all tournament.
I haven't even seen anyone go for that fire flower in that way.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It really was almost absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that he didn't manage to pull it off, because
Yeah, he deserved
that was
it.
something. That was something.
Definitely deserved it.
So yeah, mostly it's going full on swag and effectiveness at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds like mostly swag and effectiveness. That can certainly be said, Silver.
Well, mostly laughs in the face of danger.
And so it looks like we have vanilla fork between them, essentially.
Yeah, and a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
That was a really nice stress no kill by Akisto, by the way. So yeah, Akisto is going into the most boring level of the entire game.
And I suppose basically since both of them are kind of in auto thrillers, do we have any upcoming matches that are actually scheduled?
As far as I know, no.
Yeah, it definitely slows down a lot at this stage with SGDQ going on, but once we're back, I imagine most of these races will happen pretty quickly, so just keep an eye out for that.
And during these auto throws, I just want to make people, like, if you haven't seen the relay race, the Mario relay race from SGDQ, you should go and watch that. And coming up later this month is ESA, where Akisto is going to do a 96 exit run, so you should totally watch that as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that so much. It's, I mean, who better to represent the SMW community than someone with that level of skill? absolutely amazing.
A Swedish person in Sweden as well. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that also helps.
And yeah, if we are going to call out other marathons happening, UK's speedrunning marathon is coming up, as
Oh,
well
yes.
as Australian speedrunning marathon.
And
Super World at 6 Exit is going to be featured in both of those.
And Xander and I have both officially got our run, what do you call it, accepted today. So we're both pretty happy with the UK SM.
So yeah, for people that like to watch marathons and Super Mario World, you have plenty of like runs coming up that you should try and watch. And Akisto is done with BB1. He's done with the boring auto-scroller.
Yeah, it's been really encouraging to see the SMW community have a bit of a resurgence, and certainly the New Cape New Starworld tournament really contributed to that. So shout out to that again.
Mostly going for some extra one-ups, while Akisto is getting that blue shell. I lost count of how many one-ups that was, but more than usual.
Pretty good score. I think about, I don't know, like 9? I think I counted 9. I don't know.
He's not going for a wine swag though.
Yeah, Xander got that in his race.
Akisto going into Ludwig's castle with 2 fire flowers. So something really bad need to happen for him to not be able to do the fire kill. So, which is going to save him 14 seconds compared to Mostly. And he gets past both room 1 and room 2 really cleanly. Not taking any hits, not slowing down unnecessarily.
Legendary.
So yeah, at the moment Akisto has quite a big lead. And I do think that he actually golded this split. It wasn't any big mistakes that he did, so it's not surprising. The only thing that I remember is that he took a dip in VS3, which lost him a few seconds. Might have been something small in VS2 as well. So yeah, it's basically Ludwig's castle between these runners, which is quite a long castle considering it has the longest cutscene. And Akisto going into FI1, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna go for the star to don't have to rely on luck at the end of the level. And like the star only loses 2 in-game seconds, so it's not a lot slower. And there it is. Akisto managed to get a cape going for that star in a race earlier in the tournament, and I'm glad that it didn't happen this time.
Yeah, I'm in favor of getting that star.
And let's see if Mostly is getting the cycle skip on Ludwig. He gets it, no problems. But yeah, as Ben said, I also suggest people to go for the star strat. At least if you're not at the very top.
Now it's flip time for Akisto.
Yeah, misses the first one, go for left side clip. Oh, misses that one as well. And drops Yoshi. I think his sub-pixel is gonna be a bit messed up now.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, so if he gets the clip at this point, it will be 50-50 as to whether he actually clips or not.
Gets RNG'd out. This is losing Akisto a lot of time, unfortunately.
Dang, dude, that RNG is very brutal.
Oh, RNG'd out again.
Oh no!
So, yeah, the game is not nice to him right now. He gets to lose.
25% hurt at the moment. Pretty nice, dude. A left-hand side
Finally
tries.
fluids. So
Maybe
yeah,
somewhat redeeming for swag points, but still very, very unfortunate with the RNG.
oh, misses the block as well. This looks dangerous, but yeah, he got it.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, this gives an opportunity for Mostly to catch up. And he goes for the shell jump strat at the end of FI1. Really impressive.
So it looks like Akisto is losing maybe about a minute here.
Yeah. So like
maybe about 45 seconds. About 70 in-game seconds. 60.
instead of having Ludwig's castle between them, they now only have FY2 between them, which is a lot. First strike clip for Mostly.
Very nice, mostly. Very nice.
Akisto is still in the lead with quite a bit though, and he has those 2 fire flowers. So I can still do the fire kill for Roy if he does everything correctly.
Yeah, it's a fairly comfortable lead, still, of course.
Oh, that was a interesting strat from Akisto. Not going for the Goomba jump, but not doing it safe either.
Okay, in our race, Akisto actually died in this level. Now, I imagine he will have prepared himself for this. Hopefully get the damage boost, no problem.
Yeah, and as I said before, Akisto didn't have the time to warm up properly. But this
today?
far, this race, that doesn't seem to have affected him that much. Oh,
Yeah, I can't
scary.
imagine.
Oh, he gets hit by the bullet.
Akisto's been warming up for a lifetime.
Avoiding
Oh,
that
yeah.
bullet once he gets on the raft is really difficult.
Yeah. It's pretty tricky to dodge that guy.
So yeah, no fire kill, but still not gonna lose any time compared to Mostly, since he can't do the fire kill either. It seems like Akisto is 1 minute behind his PB. So yeah, he lost a lot of time in the fight too. Mostly going for keeping Mushroom instead of doing the normal D-boosts in Roy's Castle. And yeah, according to the splits, it's about a minute between these runners. So Akisto with a minute lead. And he gets through Chocolate Island 1 really cleanly. But yeah, a lead of 1 minute means that Akisto can afford a mistake and probably a death somewhere, but not much more than that. So 1 death and this will be a close race again. And Mostly don't have to go for the mushroom that Akisto got in the beginning of CI1, since he kept his mushroom through Roy's Castle. Akisto didn't go for suicide door, it seemed like. It's pretty fun to see that it's almost always one level between these runners.
Yeah, I was just thinking that a lot of these races have been super close whenever the skill levels haven't been miles apart, and I do appreciate that.
Akisto is bouncing under Koopas while Mostly missed suicide door.
Thankfully, they didn't miss it entirely.
Oh, Akisto getting a backwards jump on one of the shocksters, but managed to adjust and not die from it. And yeah, I've yet to see anyone die from attempting suicide door in this tournament.
Yeah, I don't think a single person has, thankfully. And Chocolate Secret is a level that can throw a lot of little spanners in the works. Also, Chocolate Island 2 can as well, I guess, at the end.
Akisto apparently accidentally threw his shell up instead of sideways, which messed up his strat for the first room of Chocolate Secret. But he still managed to get through it without losing his life.
Ooh, nice. Very nice from Mostly, Chocolate Island 2. And Mostly will have a couple of opportunities. He just saved a couple of in-game seconds against Akisto, and certainly has an opportunity in Chocolate Secret as well. But Chocolate Secret, very scary level, even though there's nothing really difficult in it, but
like at the end, the yellow platforms can eat your inputs. So if you're not careful and if you're unlucky, you might end up in the lava just because the game does not recognize your jump input.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that, and it is a level that we've seen a lot of people die on, even the most experienced players.
Yeah, Akisto got through it without any big problems apart from room 1, and Mostly has just been flying through Chocolate Secret. Managed to jump over all the shocksters.
And that last one without the left right either was very good, saving quite a bit of time over Akisto in Chocolate Secret, but will inevitably lose some time as he probably won't go for Crusher Skip. But Crusher Skip doesn't even really save that much time. Oh, and he's still having to adjust there at the end.
Yeah, still a pretty nice room 2 from Akisto.
I agree.
That's probably the most difficult room in any castle in this run.
Yeah, definitely a contender, if not, the hardest.
And Akisto was pretty close compared to his PB splits in Chocolate Island. Only lost 3 seconds compared to his PB.
Okay, now this fight is pretty scary as Small Mario, so I hope it goes well.
What might happen is that you try to jump on Wendy before the hitbox becomes active.
That's one issue.
Yeah, that way Wendy's gonna kill you even though you jump on her.
Another thing that can happen is if you get unfortunate with the final spawn, quite often, if Wendy's in the middle, Bodaboos will actually overlap with her, and you can either go a bit late or early. It's scary, and you can just mess up.
Looking at the splits, it seems like Mostly gained about 15 seconds on Akisto in Chocolate Island.
So what's the gap at the moment then?
According to splits, it's 40 seconds.
Okay. Still a very close race we have in our hands, but I mean, the more levels we go through, the less opportunities for big mistakes.
Akisto seems to have been setting up the despawn nicely, and he gets it.
Yeah, I often forget just how important the despawn is in this category. You've no Yoshi at this point, and pretty often only Big Mario or less.
Ooh, I'm not sure about these lag reduction strats from Akisto. I'm no professional, like I'm not that great at them myself, but according to some people I've talked to, that is not the proper way to do the lag reduction. But yeah, it's Akisto, so I'm not gonna question him. And mostly getting the despawn as well.
Orb. How could I? How could I forget?
Don't feel that bad, Ben. I forgot as well.
Damn. Orb.
Orb.
He's still playing it very safe at the end of Ballet Bowser 1.
Getting the safety mushroom.
Getting this. Did he just miss the timing on the, killing the Chuck with the first block you can grab? He waited that one out as well.
Yeah, I missed that part, so I'm not sure.
But yeah, oftentimes grabbing a mushroom there can actually cause more issues than it actually solves. A lot of this first section is easier as Small Mario, but of course, you'll be thankful you grabbed it if you run into one of the Koopas. Or one of the swoops.
Mostly having a really clean mob one.
So, very obviously not seeing any sandbar clip from Akisto, though he is missing a cycle. I would dare say that, if Mostly did happen to go for it and got a sandbar clip, this could probably be less than 15 seconds apart at this point. No, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's a bit.
I think 15 is a bit too optimistic. It can be closer, but yeah, Akisto is still in the lead even, and like quite a big lead even if it
Yeah, I
gets,
suppose it's just with the 2 cycles.
it gets
And Mostly gets the sandbar clip. Oh my word, dude. Wow.
But yeah, this race is still close enough that Akisto can't afford any big mistakes in either Bob Fort or the Bowser fights.
The legend. Okay, we'll get to see just how much time Mostly is now behind, because it's not hypothetical.
And I'm gonna time
it's
it to
actually,
see how far behind he is.
15 seconds apart. The orange jump.
I missed the orange jump as well though.
Oh, Akisto missed it?
Yeah, both missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, about 15, 16 seconds in this. This is very unexpected.
So yeah, like Akisto haven't made any major mistakes, but mostly has just been a bit cleaner through most levels. So
yeah, I would say
he's been slowly gaining time against Akisto. And the sandbar clip, of course, makes him save a lot of time.
Yeah, it was a very, very awesome moment.
Akisto gets through Bob Fort without any problems at all.
Dude, look at how close this is. And now Mostly probably will save time over Akisto here as well. Yes, very much so. I mean, massive shoutouts to Mostly. Just look at how close this race is now. Almost 2 minutes behind at one point, basically. Yeah, 2 minutes behind. Wow. And Akisto losing P speed in Dark Room?
Yeah,
Very unexpected.
it's like mostly it's so close right now that even getting 2 extra balls from Bowser might make like from Akisto might bring
Yeah, I
Mostly
noticed.
back into this. So yeah, Akisto is not safe by any means.
Akisto certainly isn't safe, but I would still say that Akisto wins this like 95% of the time.
He should, like, he really should, considering his experience, but you never know.
Yeah, I forgive myself for chokes all the time, certainly in this tournament, but is this a choke I would forgive myself for? Probably not, no. But,
The first 2 hits from Akisto was so good,
yeah,
almost on the perfect frame.
and
And
the incredible thing there was he played it so perfectly, and that can be very costly, saving frames to potentially lose a lot of time. Very nice hits from Akisto.
But yeah, both runners seem to go for a perfect Bowser fight and saving
Yeah,
all the frames.
I just noticed Mostly had a very, very good phase one. So yeah, this is very exciting.
Akisto seem to be getting the ball skip.
Very nice. No issues there.
Mostly setting up for it as well. Yeah, that should be it. Both runners getting ball skip. And Akisto gets a perfect phase 2.
Yeah, that phase 2 hit, depending on the momentum Bowser actually has, can be easier sometimes than not. I personally like to set it up that Bowser will have a lot of momentum, so the hit is actually a lot faster.
Yeah,
I mean, I suppose you can do it without him having momentum as well, but it's hard to predict.
so it's one hit left for Akisto, and if he gets it, he wins the race.
It's very close to GG.
And Akisto finishes with a time of 37 flat, and Mostly is
GG,
9
guys.
seconds behind. 37.09.
GG, guys.
So yeah, good game from both runners, and congratulations to Akisto.
Dude, 6 seconds apart. Are you kidding me? Oh,
9
wow.
seconds in the race room.
I mean, what the heck, dude? That's
Yeah, that comeback
incredible
from
work.
Mostly was almost really nice, but it didn't manage to like close it out.
Dude, very well done to both players. This has been an incredible race. Thank you so much, both of you. So Mostly, Akisto, if either of you guys want to pop into live for a little chat, just join race 1 or race 2, and we can bring you in. But yes, thank you very much, Blue Sense, taking the bulk of the commentary there, thankfully.
And it seems like Akisto is going to join us on Discord. I don't know about
Nice.
Mostly.
Yeah, it was incredible for them to bring this so close. Was just very exciting to watch. Now, actually, around me at the moment, I have like a party going on, so I'm going to go and attend to that. I was kind of just taking half an hour out to to commentate.
To watch some Super Mario World.
Yeah, you've got to. But yeah, my condolences, I should say, to Mostly, and my congratulations once again to Akisto. So yeah,
Yep.
thanks guys.
Thank you for the commentary, Ben.
No worries, dude.
So yeah. And it seems like both runners will join us.
Hey,
Hello, Mostly.
congrats on the win. Is he in
GG,
here?
dude.
Oh,
GG.
he's not in here.
Yeah, well, I'm just popping out because I've a lot of people around me at the moment.
Okay.
But I mean, well done, dude. You almost deserve that. But GG.
I don't deserve anything because of that. VD1, that was horrific.
Hello?
And congrats, Akisto.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Nice.
Yes, congrats, my dude.
My DP3 was,
And
I don't
congrats,
know,
Akisto.
Oh, yeah,
spaghetti.
congrats.
I forgot what
Yes,
to do.
congrats, my dude.
And I don't know how to cycle skip. No cape in sandbar.
Yeah, that sandbar was close to costing you the race. He
Did
mostly
mostly
got the
go
sandbar
for
clip.
sandbar clip and get it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what brought it really close.
I played overall really well. I messed up the dolphin stage a bit.
And your clips in FY2, what
Yeah,
happened there?
I messed up. I dismounted too early at the beginning, and then I got wrecked by subpixels a bit.
But yeah, were you guys watching each other? Like, did you know?
No,
Yeah, I had the stream up.
Because in the beginning, Akisto, you had close to 2 minutes lead.
at the beginning,
Yep, after VD1.
what happened in VD1?
Oh, that's where I got so far behind. So I got the blue shell and I was going with Yoshi and I tongued too late, I think, or too early. I don't know. I tongued wrong and the shell like went through a buzzy beetle and the buzzy beetle hit me off Yoshi and I couldn't get back on him and it just went downhill from there.
I think that's when you do it too early. I've had that happen in practice. So I just wait for the shell to kill the final buzzy beetle.
And it wasn't only that, but mostly also was having some difficulties. Or you were unfortunate because you managed to kill the buzzy beetles. So you couldn't go
Yeah.
for the small strats to get up there.
Yeah, dude. If it wasn't for that there, it might have even with the backup, might have still been a win. But it's really incredible to think that you're 2 minutes behind going out of World 2. You should be on mega flaming tilt, and somehow you bring it like 5 seconds apart. So yeah, holy shit, dude. Well done.
Thanks.
I got wrecked by Potaboo in Castle 5. I need to practice that coin snake thing.
Yeah, it's hard. It can get in the way sometimes. Whatever.
But yeah, Akisto, coming up, you're going to face Krillepan. Do you know anything about him? And how do you think
I
that
know
race
he
is
has a
going to
good PB, that's about it, but mostly also has a good PB. It's all about consistency in tournaments anyways.
Yeah, I think Krill going up against anyone, this isn't just yourself because obviously probably one of the best players in the world, but Krill has just been one of the most incredible players this tournament. So I actually think Krill's going to nail this. Not necessarily against you, but just I think he'll get a 35 easily.
He has been getting
I-
two
I-
35s.
I
this
only
tournament
have
so far.
135 so far, so and that's
Yeah,
a PB.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, especially going against someone like him. Very good.
So like, what I'm praying for is basically I play good and he makes mistakes. This is pretty much what I was hoping for in this race as well. I played pretty well, except for like the sandbar part and DP3. Everything else was pretty okay.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that races can come down to just like one or two mistakes. It's kind of like a domino effect in this category. It's pretty brutal. But yeah, congrats to both players.
And I think I lost like 40 seconds to Yoshi clips as well.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
I think it was more than 40 seconds actually.
Actually, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate the RNG after you know like the RNG.
Yeah,
but
I mean I couldn't know which subpixel I had, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, missing it the first time, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, the RNG after that point was unfortunate. 25%. So.
But mostly, how do you feel about your tournament now that it's finished for you?
I feel like I played pretty good. I didn't expect to get this. I didn't expect to get like a 35-14 whenever I started. I feel
Yeah,
like the
you managed to reach some really late rounds of this tournament, so you beat a lot of people to get there.
Yeah, your last race was incredible. The pace that you were on until I think World 6, it just blew my mind. You were 8 seconds was it 8 seconds ahead of
I
35-14?
something like that.
So it's like, yeah, very well done just overall. And along with Krill, probably the fastest improver. Yeah. I'm done talking rubbish. Okay, guys. Well, yeah. Thanks for the race, and
Yeah.
thanks everyone so much for watching. The next one will be at some point. It will get a lot faster after GDQ for sure. So we have Louis and Falco still to race, I believe. So pretty
The
big.
problem for me will be if I win versus Krillippan. I'm going on vacation the 17th of July to 22nd, and after that I'm at ESA, so I won't be able to stream my races if I do it from there.
I'm sure it won't be an issue. I mean,
But
getting
that
this-
is if I win versus Krillippan.
Yeah.
that's true. Uh,
But yeah, I'm sure that they will be able to figure something out and still allow you to do the race.
absolutely. I'm sure you'll have a Famicom, Super Famicom at hand anyway.
We will
And
just
you're
not be able
trusted.
to stream the race, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
you're obviously trusted enough, like where we don't need video evidence or whatever. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think Dutchy is going to be at ESA anyway, so you can watch it.
yeah, oh, I'll be watching ESA for sure, and good luck on the run. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, all right, guys. Yeah, phone stream. Yeah.
So it's time for Dode's Pangaea.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
hope everyone should watch that.
It's like in 20
Oh.
minutes, I think.
Oh, right. You mean at GDQ? Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking, Dude's not in this tournament. Okay. Yeah, everyone go watch that. That's gonna be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay. Yeah, see you later, guys.
Yep.
Uh,
Thanks for the race and the commentary.